Okay, this is going to be the first of the Bastet videos. We're going to start with the Bagheera. Okay. Well, the Bagheera, first off, are not simply one were creature. It is actually two were creatures in one because the Werepanthers and the Wereleopards joined forces to form the Bagheera tribe. They range everywhere from Africa to Southeast Asia. Pretty much wherever you're going to find panthers and leopards. But that is kind of like their tribal stomping ground. Well, whereas leopards are the most populous big cat, this is the most populous tribe because they don't have any problem finding mates. They do tend to be of higher genetic stock, so they tend to have the prettier members because they can be very choosy and picky, seeing as they have a wider selection to pick from than most tribes do. They do tend to come from a lot of Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, pocket Catholic groups and such, so they do tend to have a very high sense of honor. This does affect the stereotypical development of members of this tribe. So, when you're playing a Bagheera, well, first off, you're going to want to probably consider whether or not you're coming from, what stock you're coming from. They have a pretty good balance of hominids to essentially the feline version, so that's not bad. They don't tend to have many metis at all. They tend to be very rare. I mean, hell, their metis are probably rarer than Blastwalker lupus, and that's pretty bad. When you're playing them, they have a very almost Silverfang Philodox feel to them. They're all about their honor. They are like most of the cats, so they like to be very learned. They tend to go towards stuff like cultural lore, supernatural puzzles. They tend to be linguists, and anything political. They tend to shy away from a lot of the occult type stuff. A few of them might dabble into the darker secrets, but they tend to shy away from it because it goes against that honor system that seems to permeate them. So, when you're playing them, you're going to be fairly haughty. You're going to be fairly condescending in the way that you view a lot of things. Coming from those cultures, you should have a bunch of the quirks of them. You always have to remember your Yava. I don't think I've explained that because I didn't really do a good overview video like I probably should have. But the Yava are supposedly the weaknesses of the tribe. So, the Yava of the Bagheera sleep deeply during the new moon. Once they slumber, nothing short of violence can awaken them. So during a Ragbash moon, they're out. They're like a vampire in torpor practically. Make a trail of salt. The panther will follow it from beginning to end without stopping. Perfect for ambushes, isn't it? And blessing a leopard's prey with abaya, which is a hand gesture meaning protection. It'll force the cat to flee, and unless his rage is just. So a protection method. Yava are the greatest secrets of the tribes. So they'll never let this out if they can help it. It should be rare for somebody to find that out. A Bastet that will actually tell somebody of another tribe or species isn't playing well. They are very catty, very secretive. So typically, if you're going to play one of these, you just have to take that attitude of like Hindu justice. There's a number of groups that actually they tend to come from, because there's, according to the Canon White Wolf, there are about 4 different groups throughout the world that still worship the big cats as deities, specifically the leopards and the panthers. So if you want to look up some, you can go look up the Ambari Macho, the Chumal, the Biro May, and the Leopard Men of Chopa. Any of those are good starting points for making your character. Now, when you're making them, you got to look at you got to look at all the different aspects. Physically, you're going to make them different than you would probably make a guru. Especially if you're the leopard version, you should be sleeker. So your dex-based traits, your speed-based traits, wiries, lithes, nimbles, all should be high on your list of traits to take. Socially, well, you can bounce around with that. I mean, you're going to have the honor system, so you're going to want to have a number of manipulation and charisma-based traits. However, you get that cattiness, so miscellaneous come in, and of course, appearance are going to be big for this tribe because they do tend to be the pretty boys. And then mentals. Well, mentals, it's kind of standard across the board. I mean, they're going to have this group's going to have a number of intelligence base because they're going to have the knowledgeables and the cunnings. They're going to have probably some of the wits base and perception. Not as much as you would probably think, but they're going to have some. They're going to be spread out pretty good. It's kind of a balanced tribe in a lot of ways. Not a bad one to play, depending on the Chronicle. Now, if you're playing a mixed Chronicle, they work really well. If you are playing a Farah, or maybe even a Hengi Yakai Chronicle, they'll work really well. In a Guru Chronicle, they don't work too badly as foils, as NPCs, especially when dealing with honor tribes. They're not a bad cat to have the group come across. As players, it'd be really hard to incorporate one of them with any kind of consistency. They're not gonna fit in all that well for too long. They might be able to get away with it for a short time, but their honor system means they're going to remember the Wars of Rage, and therefore they're going to hold a little bit of a grudge. They're going to remember what the Guru have done in the past, and as such, they're not going to want it to happen again. And they're going to hold that grudge a little bit. Their honor system is going to mean they're going to probably be openly hostile to Guru. They're going to be very belligerent. They're not going to want to work with them because they're not going to want to trust them. They're going to look down their noses at them. And anybody who sits there and tries to say I'm sorry or anything like that, they're going to look at them and be like, "Yeah, you're damn sorry," but they're not going to think that they're sincere, or that even if they are sincere, that they're not going to do it again because, well, they view the Guru as weapons, soldiers. So it doesn't matter if you're going to apologize, because when your leaders tell you to attack me, you're going to attack me. That's what good little puppets do. So you should be fairly snarky anytime you come across Guru. I don't know what to say about this at this point. I mean, most of my stuff is angled towards incorporating it into Guru Chronicles. These do make fairly good NPCs. If you are playing a War of Rage, like a new War of Rage type Chronicle, where it's going that route, where you're going to have a lot of conflict between the Farah and the Guru, these are not bad to have as either, I guess you'd say, the bosses of the enemies, or maybe the underbosses, because of their honor system and what they think is just. They would be very good at leading war packs against the Guru. They would also be very good in a strategic or tactical position where they're going to be making the plans and directing stuff. So it's a very interesting concept to add to your game. I've actually considered it with mine. I just don't know if my players are ready for that. They've got enough problems already without me throwing any Bastet ingenuity into it. I guess is the best way I can put it. Something about the Bagheera, when I see them, I just think of MacGyver. You know, I think of how that they're honorable and they're going to get stuff done in a way that works and doesn't break the rules too much. Don't ask me why. It's just it's the concept I have of them. They are probably my second or third favorite Bastet to play when it comes down to it. My favorite you're not going to hear about for a while because that's down the list, which is the Bamanka. Maybe that's just because of where I live, but I think they're awesome. And I'll get into some of the other ones, and some of the ones I don't particularly care for, because, this is my style. But I'll still run them as NPCs, and these aren't bad. I mean, I guarantee you when I do finally launch my Bastet storyline that I'll launch somewhere down the line, there will be a Bagheera or two in the mix. And they are probably going to leave an impression because they're going to be a pain in the ass. So, yeah, that's about what I got at this point. Anybody has any input or questions, it could help. If there's anything specific you want me to angle towards in further videos amongst the Bastet line, let me know, because it's hard to get as intimate with these feline tribes as I can with the Guru tribes, because we use them. I expect to see the Guru tribes. The Bastet tribes I don't expect to see as much, and they don't work as well with the Guru. So, I think I'll wrap it up on that. Well, thanks for watching, guys.